4.5 find bugs was inside, but as they moved on, as I said, as they evolved, they developed their own AST tree, abstract syntax tree, with which they are going to traverse inside the code. And I know it's not a mistake or something to blame on Sonar, because they developed syntax trees and rule sets that superseded findbugs and PMD. With all respect to both tools, they managed to develop their own rule set which superseded these things. So they came to a place where are not anymore core part of Sonar. It was core. They slowly started to move away. Even before 4.5, PMD and findbugs was there. And with 4.5 LTS, 4.5 is the LTS version, and that's why I talk a lot about 4.5. 5.4 is also an LTS version. Only very similar. Okay. Before 4.5, both findbugs and PMD was part of core part of Sonar platform. Sonar, and then they renamed it as Sonar Cube for commercial reasons. And after 4.5, the 5 series, they decided that let's also drop findbugs. Findbugs is not important. So yes, the rules are there. You can add them, and you can, if you wish to add them, you can still add them. And of course, localization. They also have plugins. You drop the plugin, localization plugin, and you enable it, and you'll be able to see it. The one bad experience that localization plugin is that you put a localization plugin, everything will be localized to that language, and then you will not be able to reverse it. Like, you will not be able to use 2 languages simultaneously. Like, I would like to view the page in say Japanese and English, because I work for a Japanese client, but I don't understand Japanese. Actually, I don't understand it to such level that I'll be able to read it and understand what the mistake I made. I still want English, so it cannot happen. Either you can use English or you can use Japanese, something like that. Okay, I'll come back to. So that's how SonarCube evolved from being a small code quality tool to a larger scale platform. Now it has become a single point of source, or can I say single point of truth, right? We will put it like where you can go there and check your code quality. Demo. Okay. Okay. This is my local instance. I just kicked it up. It's on now. Okay, I analyzed a couple of languages, more than a couple, that I casually use. Actually, I have analyzed this presentation with Sonar. I think it's going to be very bad. Okay, C means very bad. Okay. Okay, as I have already told, your code quality is not measured. The inverse is measured, which is technical debt. So the more technical debt you incurred, the more worse your project is traveling in the wrong direction. But when you compare 2 projects, technical debt, let's say one project is just 2,000 lines of code and another project is like 20,000 lines of code, and both project has 100 days of technical debt. You cannot say that both projects are at equal standard, because one guy has just written 2,000 lines and he has incurred 100 days of technical debt, and another guy has written 20,000. So there is definitely a difference. So for that purpose, we don't directly use technical debt to compare projects. We use technical debt ratio. Okay, how technical debt? Come on. Where is it? Okay, coming back to the technical debt ratio, SonarCube uses a standard formula like every line of code takes 0.06 days to develop, which is a standard calculation, like which is all accepted across the industry. Like you would have come across this line of, like, to develop one line of code you need 30 minutes, right? One line of code which is being pushed to production, and it's not the line of code that you write and then you test, it fails and then you rewrite. So to write one line of working code, it takes 30 minutes. I didn't say this. This is the standard followed by the industry, and Sonar has adopted this same standard with that. And they were also assumed that every office works for 8 hours. But both these things are configurable. Say your developers are super great and they can develop one line of working code and change it. And your developers or slackers, they work only for 4 hours a day, you can change it. So okay, I'm just not able to find the metric I'm searching for.
I got it. Go to the maintainability tab. Under measures, go to maintainability tab.
Yeah, it's there. No. Bad eyes. I wear specs and still I'm not able to see. Okay, that's the technical dev ratio and the effort to reach the maintainability rating. There is a great deal of talk. Now, how maintainability is measured in SonarQube. Yes, they implemented Squale, but when they reached the next version, they thought Squale is too old for SonarQube and we have to evolve. And they evolved Squale itself. And that's why I was searching technical dev ratio for so long. They have pushed it to the bottom. Till the last version, it was on the top, like, see the technical dev ratio first and the rest we'll give you later after some. Now it's on the top there. So here you can simply see the technical dev ratio as 1.2. And now it is a percentage. It is not a measure that has some kind of unit. It is not like you have run 100 meters, run 10%, 20%. Now you will able to you can compare yourself and your friend very easily. But in case of technical dev ratio, you have to run short distance, not long distance. So if your friend has 20% and you have 10%, that means you have you are a good developer. So this is a latest development in Sonar. Like, they have split the issues into bugs, vulnerabilities, and code smell. Previously, they used to display everything inside. Like, they will use the severity to classify the issue. Say blocker, something like, we'll always have this priority, like blocker, highest, something like that. They had 5 priorities. They used to display the issues in that 5 priority regions, like bugs, vulnerabilities, and code smell. Good thing I don't have any vulnerability from attack, but I have a lot of bugs that I need to fix, and then code smell. So now I can concentrate on, I can give priority to vulnerabilities first because it leads to security attack, and then I can fix my bugs, and then I can go on to do all the code smell check. And I have done this presentation using Impress.js. That's not mine, so I'm not going to care how many issues are there inside it. So these are some bugs. You can see the severity here. It's a major. I don't want a favicon. I didn't do that, so I don't know. So these rules are all configurable, but I have used the standard ones. Every plugin comes with a standard set of rules. Say a Java plugin comes with a standard set of rules that is followed across the industry. The code demonstration that I showed you. I think it's a PMD rule. It's called as null deference rule, where you might reference a null variable. I'm just trying to show the rules that exist in SonarQube. In here, I added Python and web plugin. This version of Sonar comes with Java, C# and JavaScript baked in. You just on the kick the Sonar and it will be inside it already. Yeah, by default it will be there.
How do you add the Python plugin?
I just download Python and just put it in extension plugin folder and it will be like up and running.
Okay, just put it in the plugin.
Yeah, that's all. So as you can see, there are many rules. If I add all the 378 rules, I can say that my project is going to be, is going to have a top quality, but it will take a lot of time for the analyzer to do the work. For this purpose, we will not add every rule. We will add only few rules. And that is achieved by the quality profile. So you pick one quality profile for a project or for the whole instance. For whole instance, there will be a default profile. If you want a different profile for your project, you will choose one profile and then you will assign it. I didn't create any individual profile. I just went with the default profiles. You can see it here. So we saw like there were 300 and plus rules, Java rules, but only 250 are active rules. The rest, it will not analyze. Coming back to measures, I think I'm taking away.
Do you have any recommendation? Like, these are the basic thing you need to validate. Classification.
No.
Low, medium, high.
Yeah, I know. The thing is, I will not be able to recommend because I don't know how the architecture is done in your. It is best that the rules are shown to you, the architects or someone who designed the product, and let them decide that what is the best rule suited for your project. But yes, as I already said, every rule set comes with a default profile, and that default profile will always have a standard rule set. You can start from the standard rule set. You can eliminate the rules that does not apply to you. We will always have these exception cases, right? So you can first start by eliminating the rules that you don't want, and then you can start by adding the rules that you want. The metrics are going to be the similar. I just want to show that it can also analyze. Okay, I'll go back to presentation. Because I just realized I'm taking a lot of time. Okay, Sonar Squid Engine, as I already said, they wrote it so that they can implement their own rule. When they did it, they also opened up the capability to write the custom rules. Not for them, they were already writing the rules, but for the open source community, anyone can write a rule. So even we have written a rule. I have written like close to 21 rules which are specific to my applications. Like as you said. There are rules which are not needed for us. Similarly, there are rules which are, say, your developer, there is even a flow, like which is the best comment you have seen inside the code, right? There were crazy comments inside, like whoever reads this code, you are God, and if you have realized that you are trying to optimize this code and you have changed this and increment this counter and the number of effort tests. So after reading that, developers started to write comments instead of code, which was stupid, right? We already started in the technical thing, too much of code or too little comment or too many comments is a sin, because that's not, you're going to waste your time there. You're not going to be productive. So you can write custom rules for it. You can analyze it easily with that. And custom widgets, SonarQube already comes with many widgets, and there are custom widgets written by the open source community, and some widgets like governance plugins and developer cockpit, which are all widgets. It's available for you. But even if that is not sufficing your need, then you can start writing your own language plugin. I told it's a white lie, but I put it with an intention. There was many language like libs and shell. There is no plugin right now, but you can write it. It is not that difficult. one guy, I failed to bring up the link. You can search, GitHub account. He developed a plugin for analyzing dot property files. Dot property files. So inside dot property files, similarly, people used to comment WFT. What is this property? I don't have to. Can you easily put it in annotation? Developer was angry that his manager didn't allow to use the annotation, and he preferred the configuration over the something like that. But you can also see what is going inside the property. Some developers used to put passwords inside, so you can detect those kind of changes. Even, let's say, a simple example would be like you are trying to establish a connection with a database, and you always want to use the instance name, not the IP address, right? So you can check if your key value has IP address. So those are the kind of rules that he has implemented. Always contribute to it, and that's actually a link. I'm not going to click it. I've already lapsed a lot of time. It'll show you a simple demo on how to contribute. So I already showed you the quality profile, and quality gate is something that is recently added, not recently, added a couple of years back into Sonar. Like in our infrastructure, we use it as a quality. We use this as a part of our quality gate. We used to query this system. It has a lot of APIs. We used to query the system to see if the has any blocker issues, and then we'll block that project. Instead of querying for the blocker issues, if you set a quality gate, you can query for the quality gate. You can check not just the blockers, you can even add coverage to the quality. Any number of metrics, all the metrics that are available inside Sonar, your quality gate. Like you can say, tell like there should be no blockers, there should be no vulnerabilities, the coverage should be 80% and above, the duplication should be less than 20%, something like that you can fix. And then the build will not break, the build will happen. But when they are trying to release it, you can check the quality gate and let them know that you have not satisfied the quality gate, and so you have to rewrite your application. And permission is something like say your source is confidential. It is so confidential that even some member outside of the team know the code. So in that case, you can configure the permission, like they need not even have the browse permission on that project. Will basically give them like to see if all the projects exist, and and there is a next level of permission like seeing the source code. And at that point of time, you can tell that you will adjust. It's enough that you know that my project exists, and you need not see my source. And then there is the next level of configuration. I just missed that point. Yeah. This is something called as that I showed you, right? Leading and lagging trends history. Here I can tell that if the bug is not a bug. 1 minute. See, I can tell it as a false positive. Now I will tell that no, it is supposed to be there. Wrongly highlighted this as an issue. This is not an issue. I can click resolve as false positive, and the next time the analysis happens, this issue will be ignored. That's the reason for having the false positive. Okay, and you might be using some web service, or you will be consuming some web service. Sometimes you will write your own code, and sometimes you will just download the WSDL and you will write a JAXP, something like that. I mean, you will generate a code. The generated code is not your code. You want to exclude it from the analysis, because any issue that is being based on the, say, the generated code, it's not just that you will not be, you need not fix it. Sometimes you try to fix it and you might break the whole flow. So it is best that you exclude it. And there are cases like you want to analyze only certain projects. Let's say there is 100 lines of code and 99 lines of 100 in your project, and 99 files are generated, and only one is the written. And in this case, it is not fair to use the exclusion, because you have to exclude 99 files. In this case, you can use the inclusion. You include only one file, and that only one file will be analyzed. Yes, that was. Okay, this is supposed to be my last slide. Okay, apart from Sonar Cube, Sonar's next biggest product is Sonar Lint. Just like JS Lint or PyLint or any other lint, Sonar Cube offers a plugin for IDEs. It's there for Eclipse. It's there for IntelliJ. Last time I checked, it supported Java and JavaScript. It didn't support Python. And the last, there was a Sonar Cube, Sonar Lint plugin, which was released for Visual Studio 2015. So after the Microsoft partnership, they are giving a lot of support and a lot of to develop their code quality. I mean, not Microsoft, for the developers who are using the Microsoft tech stack. And then, okay, I didn't read the heading. I'm very sorry. So far we are seeing the Sonar Cube. These are only after commit analysis. You code it and you commit it. You try to release this. The build system, either they have it integrated inside the build system, the Sonar analysis, or they have it at the quality gate level. The analysis happens and then the report gets generated. But what if you want to, know it before committing? And that's when these three comes into picture. And then there is the Sonar Cube plugin, which integrates with your Sonar Cube server. What this does is it's actually say in your IDE, what if you see a bug is there, and you drill down, as I have drilled down to see what are the issues in my index.html. You drill down to see what are the issues. But in this case, it is just one file. I will be able to easily fix it. But it's not going to happen in a project. This Sonar Cube plugin offers a great advantage that it syncs with the server and syncs with your. It was offered only for IDE and Eclipse. It sits with your IDE and highlights the lines that has the error. Like you type something, it will tell you this is wrong, right? So those are the features of Eclipse. So when you add this plugin, it will act like a secondary feature of Eclipse. In the error tab, you will have something like this will throw compilation error, and this is not standard. And then there will be a new tab telling that these are the Sonar Cube error issues. The latest development, which was GitHub pull plugin. Actually, if you add it to your instance, preview analysis. Preview analysis is an analysis which will generate you a HTML file, but that will not be pushed to the server. So what it does is actually wonderful. You don't commit the code, so that build will not happen. You will be able to see the bugs in your own file. They take it one step ahead to put a GitHub plugin for it, so that the issues are reported in the Git. Say, let's not talk about an organization. Let's talk about open source foundations like an Apache. There are thousands of contributors. You don't even know who is going to fork and who is going to make a pull request, right? So at this point of time, what they can do is they can simply, excuse me. So, just for demonstration purpose, I created a branch and I made a pull request and merged it, and I did an analysis on it. That was just 7 lines, and all the 7 lines had some bug. But you can see it here, right? Okay, it is reviewed by same person and committed by same person because it's me. But in case of an organization, you can have a dedicated technology. Let's say a technical ID, or we always have the non-person user ID, something like that you can have, and that robo will comment all these things. Is not bad. Okay, what it is telling here is I'm using li tags without the ul or the ordered list or the unordered list. I'm not telling if it's an ordered list or an unordered list. I'm just telling that it is a list. It is telling that you have to surround it within a ordered or unordered tag. But I'm using CSS to do this. It is not able to understand. So yeah, here you can see that Sonar Cube analysis has reported 8 issues, which was terrible. Okay, so this is minor issue, no problem. But what if it is a blocker issue? What if it's going to create a new vulnerability? Linus Torvalds always runs into this problem. Even last time, he he merged the pull request and it reopened the old bug. Something like that happened. I think you would have come across an article like that. No. Okay, what happened is a new bug was reported on the Linux and Linux kernel, and everyone went on full speed and started writing about it. Like almost like it came close to the heartbeat bug. Like a lot of marketing was done for that bug, and the thing was the bug was already reported and fixed. Like 5 years back, it was reported and then it was fixed by Linus himself. I forked the Linux kernel and then he wrote some other. Now he did his job. Of course, he did contribute to the open source community. He wrote something that reopened that bug. Okay, so that's something bad. If SonarQube or if some other tool offered this kind of analysis, it would be easier for us. For it will be the project managers' life will be easier. Okay. That's all I have. So this is of my project in the SonarQube instance. Actually, anyone can, any open source project, they can do an analysis here. All you have to do is go to the SonarQube instance, which is sonarcube.com. You go there and you sign in with your GitHub ID. You generate an which you will be able to simply do the analysis. Do I have 1 minute? Okay, let's not do this. It's too much of time. Okay, so that will bring me to the end of the presentation. I hope I gave something, and please let me know if you have any doubts in any section that I covered. The sections are there. If you don't understand code quality, you can tell me. I'll try to explain it again. Yeah, please.
So what are the challenges you have faced?
Okay.
Inside can be
thing is every organization has its own framework. We love doing this. We write our own framework because even, let's say, a mainstream open source like Java, multiple frameworks outside, but still we'll write our own framework. You have to make that framework work, and for that framework you have to write your own rules. So when setting up a Sonar, it will be very simple at the starting point, but when you start analyzing one by one, a new project arises. I mean, a new project analysis will create a new issue and you have to fix that. We thought that we will pull this up and it will be like we will forget this Sonar and then only when the next upgrade we'll be reminded of this. But then one guy brings up an issue like, this is not an issue, why is your machine reporting this as an issue? And then we have to exclude him. We can also exclude some rules for it. I already told you that, right? Quality profile, and also you can exclude source files. Again, either you can exclude, or if you can see if the plugin is or the rule is generating false positive issues. We experienced this with Finebugs, a false positive rule, and no, not a false positive rule. It was generating false positive issues. It was not returned by SonarQube also. You have the choice of raising the issue to the SonarQube. If you have good support, they'll immediately write a rule and send it over to you. But if you don't have the commercial support, you can totally drop that rule, or you have to rewrite that rule. Writing the custom rule for Sonar is not that straightforward. It is going to be easy after you learn it, but yes, it is not straightforward because the documentation is not done in a clear manner. So what we did is we went through their sources to understand what they wrote. They actually provided a small two-liner to start, but that wasn't enough for us to write some 20 tools. So we went through their whole source code to understand what they were doing. In the process, we managed to even hack some kind of stuff, but I'm not allowed to tell that. But okay, yeah. Issues we are facing. So when you are trying to customize it to your environment, you'll be facing a lot of issues. We'll face this issue in almost every tool. This created additional efforts for us. an effort that was allocated to it, we exceeded that effort, something like that.
Have you tried integrating this Sonar link with your IDE?
With IDEs? Yeah, we'll be Sonar.
So you the Sonar link about the pre-commit analysis. So have you tried integrating them with your IDEs?
Yeah.
And how are they performing?
Obviously, they're going
to. It needs to talk to the server.
Yeah. Obviously, it's going to take some kind of performance hit in your system. Like you are going to add a new plugin that's going to not work within your IDE.
My question is how bad is it? My question is how bad is it?
How bad is it? Actually, they have stopped supporting SonarQube plugin now. It got so bad to a level that they have not stopped. They haven't expanded SonarQube plugin. They created the Sonar Lint plugin instead. Like first they thought that instead of going to a dashboard, seeing the bug and trying to fix it in your IDE, you bring the dashboard to your IDE. It was very innovative, and it was like, wow, we are going to try and use it. And we opened it for our developers. And this will make a preview analysis also. Like they write a new code and it will make a preview analysis. So every preview analysis will make a request to your server. So it's going to go a costly operation. And yeah, we didn't break the network, obviously, but we saw some slowness in our analysis process. So at some point we decided that, okay, let's kill this preview analysis part. And then we decided that we killed it actually. Sonar didn't do it. We decided that, okay, developers need not do the preview analysis, let them commit the code and then see the result. But still they have the option of using the Sonar lint. Sonar lint is going to come with a pre-packaged rules list. It's not going to talk to server. It's going to be inside the IDE itself. So it's going to be a lot easier.
Have you tried integrating code commit with SonarQube? Code commit repository from AWS.
No, I have very little knowledge on AWS. I don't know what code commit.
Code commit is a repository service which has been provided from AWS.
No, I haven't done that. But the thing is, with now we manage Sonar through Jenkins. So with Jenkins, we can do a lot of operations in shell script, right? Shell script job. Even now, though there is a support for direct support by Jenkins for the SonarQube of customization. So we do the job, most of our job by scripting and not directly by using the plugin. So SonarQube supports a lot of web APIs. So if AWS code commit is going to offer some kind of web APIs to authenticate, and so it's a code commit means it's a code repository.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they are going to offer web APIs or even smaller services like CLI services, you will be able to do that. Not in a direct manner, but somewhere like building a pipeline.
I think at the end of the day, you're going to build it on some of the build machine, right? Check the code into your code commit. You might have to write a hook script or something, which actually connects to the SonarQube and hit it and check back. You stop the developers to not check into the code commit if needed. But otherwise, you would still use your Jenkins or your Bamboo or any of the build machine, right? Build server. It's not a direct integration with code commit. It's with your script. So, okay.
And
Sonar,
recently,
by default has a check style integration, or is there any tracking available for that?
by default as a core function of Sonar, but then they later removed it. But still, checkstyle plugin is there. You can add it and you can add its rules. On the DevOps perspective, they even have a rule set for Puppet. I think you would have seen that on the plugin library.
We can provide our own rule set.
Yes, and regarding our own rule set, we have our own rule set written in PMD. That uses the PMD's AST. We tried to use that plugin, but that plugin failed. In the version 3.0, it worked. In version 4.5, it didn't work. We then tried to resolve that by writing XPath thing. XPath was working, but when XPath got complex, the analysis took too long. And then we have to scrap XPath, and we got pushed to a state we have to write custom rules in Java for Sonar using their own APIs, which was not bad.
What is the version you are?
Okay, this version is 4.1 minute. This version is 4.5.4, I think. This is an LTS version, and the version we are actually using is 4.5. I mean, this is 5.4. The version we are actually using is 4.5, and this is the Sonar central Sonar instance. This is this will be updated very often, and you can see it here. I'm not able to see it. Yeah, 6.2. So this is 6.2.
Here, like Java 8 support started in 5.6.3 only, right? After version.
Yes, of course. We are we haven't started using Java 8. We are still in Java 7. So when we, of course, when we are,
depends on your requirement.
Yes. But they are, keeping up with the level of, they're keeping up to the space. As soon as Java 8 was released, they released some version that would support Java 8. So, any other questions there?
So good, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So that'll be all. And I'm not an expert here. So if you have more doubts, you can. They have documentation, which you can. I haven't shown the setup side of this because I didn't realize I was taking too much of time. And then there is Stack Overflow. They have a great deal of support for Stack Overflow. I mean, they're virtually offering support for Stack Overflow. Previously, Fabrice was a co-founder of Sonar. He used to log into the Stack Overflow and do a comment for itself. It's almost like now they are. Okay. Now I think some other person named Anne Campbell or someone from their team is almost responding to every other comment or every other question that is posted on Sonar. And they also have the Google group where you can discuss about new feature. And the thing on the bottom is me. I'll try to share the presentation through Balaji because I wanted to put this presentation in some place, host it in some place, and where you can easily access. But it's in my Git repository, GitHub/pbshiva. It's there. You can see that.
Can you put the link into the meetup?
Yeah, even it will be even easier. Like, I'll just comment it. So that's for the day. I hope I gave something for your brain.
Close to 8 o'clock. We'll wrap up here. You want to talk about the Docker for 5 minutes? If someone said you want to talk about Docker.
Yeah, you guys want to hear? Who's supposed to take it is not here.
So,
Just,
Probably you guys would have come for some Docker. Just share something that I have on the screen.
you know what? I had the mic on mute for pretty much half the presentation. I didn't realize that. Demo was okay. Good.
Yeah.
We'll stop the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. How good is it?
I'm going to do a subtitle for it.